Just working on the menu, updating the menu a bit. So working on that. And then working on the new layout for the, I think we're going with like a brick and mortar, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that from the UK. I appreciate you. Thank you. This is my first time going live, so haven't really done much on YouTube live yet. So I really appreciate you, Alina. Alina, I hope I said that right. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Who else is in here? Where else are we watching from, guys? YouTube Live is so much more simple than TikTok. It's kind of weird. But I figured I'd come on here real quick, see what it's all about. Oh, the chat wasn't available? Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Now I see it. Let's do a Q&A. Nope, I don't know how to do that. All right, there we go. I guess just like that. Can you reposition this? There we go. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them right there. What's going on? So, yeah, I'm doing all right. How about you? How did I get started? So, long story short, it was always like a dream of mine to start up a cart and turn it into something more than a cart. My entire startup cost was about $15,000. $15,000. I bought a used cart, but I did a lot of work to it, upgraded some things on it, did some things I wanted to do. I've got a full setup, so it's not just, a cart. I've got tables that are custom branded. I've got, the gazebos. I've got all the coolers. Yeah, it was about $15,000 to get started after licensing, permits. I do all my own web design and graphic design stuff, but my first round of t-shirts, yeah, all in all, it was about $50,000. Western PA. Yeah, if this is something that you want to get into, I highly suggest just going for it, man. Like, telling you, just go for it. How do I keep motivated? I just talked about this over on TikTok earlier. Motivation is one of those things that it will completely, it will be such a detriment to your business if you rely strictly on motivation. Motivation isn't necessarily the thing that you need. If you want to run any successful business, hell, I mean, if you want to do anything successfully, you can't solely rely on motivation. My biggest thing, and I was just, again, talking to somebody about this, moments that I'm feeling doubt, or I'm feeling unsure of myself, or I'm feeling unsure of what I'm doing. It sounds crazy, but I literally look myself in the mirror and I stare into my eyes. And I sit there and I stare into my eyes and I ask myself a couple of questions. I ask myself if I'm happy with where I'm at. I ask myself if I have the life that I want to have, if I have the things that I want to have. I ask myself if the quality of my life is where I want it to be. I ask myself, all the basic things. Just am I living up to my full potential? Is what I'm doing truly all I have to offer? And 9 times out of 10, that answer is no. 9 times out of 10, that answer is no, you could be doing more. And I have a really strong moral and I guess constitution with myself, where I'm honest with myself and I'm honest with myself and I'm real with myself, and I tell myself, like, no, I'm not where I want to be. I know that I could do more. I know that I could set up another day. I know I could book another event. I know I can do something with my social media or do something with my website that is going to better the business. And I'm constantly striving for more. Um, Christian Guzman with Alpha Lead says it best, and it's probably the only tagline besides my own that I kind of live by, and it's proud but never satisfied. I am extremely proud of where I'm at, and I'm extremely proud of what I have accomplished, but I'm never satisfied. I want more. And that more isn't always monetarily. And that's where people get, a little confused. The more is not always, I don't need a bigger house. I don't need a brand new car. I don't need a sports car. I don't need a gold watch. I don't need yeah, I don't need anything monetarily to bring me happiness. That's not what it's all about. My day to day is based around how can I become a part of someone's story. So a lot of people in the comments on all the platforms, will clown me just for being a hot dog guy out there selling hot dogs. And those people they're exactly that. They're clowns. This is not about the hot dogs. The whole business is not about the hot dogs. My tagline, frankly, we're the best, is not about the hot dogs. Yeah, the hot dogs are delicious. Yeah, they are some of the best I've ever had. And my customers will say the same. What this is about for me is, what is my legacy going to be? Can I provide for my family? Can I offer opportunities to people that maybe need work or maybe need just doing things like this, hopping on live? Like, I'm on here for free, and I'm going to tell you guys, over the course, if you follow me on my lives, you're gonna learn a lot. And I give that away because I want everyone to live up to their potential. I want everybody to find that motivation. I want everybody to realize that you don't need permission to start anything. You don't need permission to chase your dream. You don't need permission to follow a passion. You can literally just go do it. It's that simple. You can go do it. And when you have that passion and when you have that desire to be better and to improve where you're at, that's why I always try to tell people, if you can wake up in the morning and you're happy with where you're at, cool. Cool. Don't change anything. Don't change anything. Just continue. Continue maintaining what you're doing. But if you wake up and you have that burning feeling in your stomach where you just know that you could be doing more, and you know that you're not living up to what you want, to where you want to be and the type of person you want to be, you figure out a way to make it happen. And that's it. You figure out a way to make it happen. You know, I encounter people every day that, so many people message me, "Hey, I would love to start a cart, but I'm scared." Fear is like one of the biggest things that holds people back. It's one of the biggest things is the fear. And the fear and the lack of self-belief. And that's something that I had to let go of that really early on. Really early on, I had to realize that my fear is what was going to hold me back the most. And luckily, I did realize that and come to that realization very early on. I am not afraid of taking risk. I tried it my hardest to take calculated risk. I tried my hardest to, you know, and when I say risk, you know, no, I'm not the guy that's going to hop on a motorcycle and ride a wheelie down the highway. No, that's not the type of risk I'm talking about. I'm talking about risk that can pay off with enough work, with enough effort, with enough energy. That risk can pay off. And I'm all about betting on yourself, and I'm all about going all in on what you truly believe in. If you believe that you are the best carpet cleaner in your town, start a carpet cleaning company. Start a carpet cleaning company. If you believe that you mow lawns better than anyone else in your town, start a landscaping company. Why not? What's stopping you? Besides the money, and that's one of my biggest things. You know, when you hear some of these other big business gurus They always make it like it's so easy. It's so easy to just, get your hands on, thousands of dollars worth of equipment and just get out there and start doing it. I'm a realist. Obviously the money the money is an obstacle. Money is also a tool. Money is a tool, just like a hammer in your toolbox, just like a weed whacker, just like a lawnmower, just like a spatula in the kitchen. Money is a tool. So acquire the money. Stop looking at money like an obstacle and look at it as a tool. And when you start thinking that way, you will do whatever it takes. You will you'll get that minimum wage job at McDonald's because you know that all the money you're making there is fueling your bigger picture, your bigger dream, your bigger goal. And I know it sounds, corny or cliche or whatever you want to say, but the money should never be looked at as the obstacle. It should be looked at as, okay, that's just one more thing I need. But I know a lot of people that have plenty of money, plenty of money, but they're afraid of starting something. And there's things that you can start with such little money, but it comes down to laziness. It comes down to the excuses, the basic excuses. What if it fails? Am I good enough? You got to get that out of your head. People have got to get that out of their heads. That's not, no one that has ever been successful has had that mentality. No one. No one. And if you look through the list of people, look at Jeff Bezos. He had an idea and he found a way to get the money, even though people thought it was crazy, but he believed in it. And that was it. And he followed it and he went with it. And yeah, I don't know. I've always had the mentality that everything is possible. Everything is possible. And truthfully, if you believe in it enough and you believe in yourself enough, you have to have that belief in yourself. And that should be first and foremost. I know I'm kind of rambling right now and I'm sorry, but yeah, motivation is something that, it's going to wave. Your motivation is literally like riding a wave. Some days I wake up and I'm super motivated and I'm ready to go. Other days I'm a little more, oh my God, do I really, is it going to work today? I've thought about throwing in the hat, throwing in the hat a couple of times. I'm not going to lie. There's been days that I've gone out and I'm like, oh, I only did X amount today. Maybe I should give it up. But that's not the mindset you have to have when you start a business. How do you advertise your business? My brother and I do power washing, gutters, windows, etc. Biggest thing for me is word of mouth. Word of mouth has been my biggest thing. Google reviews are absolutely amazing. But yeah, word of mouth and just showing up, providing, going above and beyond. And what I mean by that is, and I'll use power washing as an example. I mean, if I had a power washing company, this is exactly what I would be doing. I would be utilizing Facebook, posting in neighborhood pages, posting, just posting on my own personal page. But I would be going door to door. I would go door to door and I would go up to a house and I would say, "Hey, your driveway looks like it could be, looks like it could be cleaned. You want us to knock that out for you real quick?" I've always had the mentality and the mindset of giving, giving, giving to then receive. And I know it sounds crazy because nobody wants to work for free. But if you find somebody in your neighborhood whose house looks like it really needs to be power washed, you approach them and you say, "Hey, listen, you want us to power wash your house?" "Oh no, right now, like money's a little tight, we're it's not really in the budget." "We'll do it for free. We'll do it for free." You do that house. Now, here's where the social media comes in because I wouldn't record the interaction, but I would record the process of power washing the house. And then I would take that video and post it on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, post it on there that you guys were power washing a house that day. You do something like that for free for somebody, It's going to cost you very little, but now you've just gained a customer for life. That person is going to call you. That person is going to reach back out. That person is going to tell the rest of their cul-de-sac or the rest of the neighborhood, hey, I had these two guys come by, they do power washing, they power wash my house for free. And their work was amazing. And I know that might sound extreme, like I said, nobody wants to go out there and work for free. But when I was starting the cart, and I'll kind of try to draw a comparison with it, when I was starting the cart, before I got my final health department permit, I wasn't allowed to sell food actually. So what I did was I bought so much inventory. I mean, hundreds of hot dogs, hundreds of rolls, everything. I went down to the bottom of my driveway. I made posts in my neighborhood and said, hey, for the next couple of hours, I'm giving away free hot dogs. Completely free. Completely free. Come on by, grab a hot dog if you're in the mood for one. I went through hundreds of hot dogs, people stopping off, picking up a free hot dog. But I also gained followers because I would give them one of my cards. They booked events with me. This is all before I was even fully permitted. They booked events with me, and I built a buzz around what I was doing. And I got them to try the product completely free of charge. And now they told a friend, told a friend, told a friend. And therefore, the first day I ever set up, I had a line of people because they were following me, because they had already tried the product, and because they remembered that I gave out free hot dogs. They were eager to support me. They were eager to show up on my first day. And they were like, wow, we can finally pay for it. And that first day that I started, they were throwing money in the tip jar like it was nothing, because they were like, yeah, you gave us free hot dogs like a month back, here, we wanted to pay you for those. So I've always been big on that. I do a lot of, and I want to do more, but I do a lot of community work, a lot of stuff in my community to build the brand. And that's exactly what it does. It builds the brand. I Halloween every year over at my parents' house, we have this whole big Halloween setup, and it's become like a destination over the last 15 years where, like, Halloween, we get 3, 4, 5, 600 people out there, coming by the house on Halloween. This past year, again, I only started this business in May of 24. So Halloween of 24, I went out there. I was in a Frankenstein costume, had my whole cart set up. I did free hot dogs all night long. All night long. Free hot dogs. Come on up, grab a hot dog. Come grab candy, come grab a hot dog. And two fat dogs. Just got my cart this year. Hell yeah, Chris. What kind of cart did you go with? And I did free hot dogs the entire night. We went through, I want to say, 600 and something hot dogs that night. Free. Completely free. Completely free. And that's, it cost me money. It cost me my time. But now I just gained all these customers that, again, are eager to come see me. For my 1-year anniversary party, which was my 1 year in business, was May 16th. On May, I forget if it was the 17th or 18th this year, I did a $1 dog day. $1 hot dogs. Anything you wanted, any toppings, $1. And at the end of it, with the tips that were coming in and everything else, I ended up maybe $300 shy of what I would have done if I sold everything at full price. But I gained so much exposure and so many customers from that it was worth it. So I've always been just big on give to receive. And that's why, like, people come by the cart, and a lot of hot dog guys, they'll talk about how they don't like educating the customer. They don't want to educate the customer. They don't want to. They say that that's one of their biggest pain points, is educating the customer. For me, I thrive off of that. I absolutely love educating a customer. I absolutely love when a customer comes up and they have only had their hot dogs one way their entire life. Their entire life. All they ever get is chili, coleslaw, raw onion, yellow mustard. That's it. That is how they grew up. That's all they ever eat. That's my opportunity to say, oh, well, I appreciate you coming by coming by and buying two of those. Have you ever tried the onion sauce? Have you ever tried like a New York City style dog? No, no, what's that? Sauerkraut, onion sauce, spicy mustard. This one's on me today, and I hand it over to them. The amount of people that will return, my retention rate on customers is through the roof, and I'm not saying that in a bragging way. That is, it's the truth. The amount of hot dogs that I've given out for free, it would any real business person, that is only worried about the bottom line, they would absolutely hate me if they saw how many hot dogs I've given out for free. I mean, it's just, and I feel like it's such common sense, and I feel like it just makes sense. If a customer's never tried that, why am I going to wait and hope that they come back the next time? Now I just got them. Now they are a customer for life. They are going to follow me. They are going to show up at any event I'm at. I've done school events 2 towns over where all of a sudden people are showing up and they're like, hey, my kids don't even go to this school, but we saw you were here tonight and we wanted to stop off. Like, you think we're going to get in trouble? I'm like, no, you're good. Grab a hot dog, be on your way. Like, I've done neighborhood events at pools and things like that, and I get people from other neighborhoods coming just because they see that I'm there. It's I'm big on that. I'm really big on that. If I charge 50 cents for chili, right? I don't charge 50 cents for chili because do you come from a family of entrepreneurs? No, I do not. There is one other business owner in my family, and he's one of my cousins. And funny enough, he was the first job I ever had was with him back when I was like 15. Hanging on that wall over there is my first $100 bill that I ever made working, and that was my first job. He does construction, and yeah, he's the only other entrepreneur in my family. Everyone else is very, my dad was always 9 to 5, stability, guaranteed paycheck. But I'm not, no. I'm one of 2 in my entire family that owns their own business. My brothers are starting to get into it now, which I'm super grateful for, and I'm super happy that they're doing it. My one brother does music. My other one does metal, like welded art. And my other brother does photography. So, excellent piece of wisdom, brilliant honesty, biggest obstacles, self-doubt, fear from now. The world is definitely a madhouse, man. It is definitely a madhouse. But what I started doing a while back, if it's not affecting me or my family or my town within a 5-mile radius, I tone it out. And it's been the best thing that I've done. Like, and I know that kind of it might sound wrong to some people, but truthfully, like, if it's not affecting me and mine, and it's not affecting, within my backyard, I can't control anything that's going on in the world. And no matter how crazy it gets, the one thing that you can always do is bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Price range for dogs. Right now, all my regular dogs are 4. My specialty dogs are 5. My spicy sausage is 6. And a specialty spicy sausage is 7. How did I start out? I kind of went over this a little bit, but I'll say it again. Back in 2008, my family and I moved from New York down to North Carolina. There was a guy a couple of towns over that had a hot dog cart. I would stop off and see him and just have conversations with him. Turns out he graduated the same high school as me up in New York back in class of 68 or 72. I can never remember. His name was Vinny. I remember coming home and I was like, Mom, we got to start a hot dog cart. Like, let's start a hot dog cart. She was like, yeah, nah, maybe not. No. So we ended up not doing it. I started up a graphic design, marketing company, branding, t shirt printing, vinyl lettering, web design. And I ran that from 2008, 2009 until 2020. 2020 happened. We all know what happened in 2020. And all my clientele was small business. It was restaurants. It was gyms. It was nightclubs. It was everything that was shut down in 2020. So I watched my business go from here just immediately. I mean, I'm talking not even a gradual decline. It just crashed. Everything crashed that year. And I entered more like a little bit of like a panic and a little bit of like a depression almost. And I realized that, okay, I'm going to have to pivot. I'm going to have to figure out what my next step is. And I continued the business probably longer than I should have because I had lost all passion for it, all love for it. The whole industry changed so much. But I continued it. And then it was August of 2023. Um, I decided I was gonna start up the cart. I was like, you know what? Why am I not doing this? I can take everything that I've learned over the years, everything I've done for clients over the years, and I can put it into something for myself. And in August of 2023, um, I dove headfirst into researching and sourcing product and figuring it all out. How can I do it? I found my cart in October, believe it was October of 2023. Found my cart on Facebook Marketplace, went, looked at it, picked it up, and then started sourcing my product and figuring out exactly what I would want my menu to be and what I would want the layout to be and what I would do different. Um, and yeah, then applied for permits. And May 16th of 24 was my first day officially selling. Um, yeah, it's like the long story short on that one. Yeah, Chris, what kind of card did you get? It's definitely a fun industry. It's a fun industry. Make a spicy dog and call it the devil dog. I didn't want to use the devil dog name, but I have a couple of spicy ones on there that I they have some pretty cool names to them. I appreciate that, Matt. Thank you. Oh, it's a New York heart. Nice, man. Where are you located? YouTube Live. Like you guys are like actually more engaging than like the other platforms, which is kind of cool. Nah, mayonnaise on a hot dog is good. You can't knock mayo on a hot dog. I didn't have it on my cart for the first couple of months, and then I had people begging me for it, and now I offer mayo, and it's a really really popular topping. Connecticut, nice. So I went with Sabrett dogs because that's what I was familiar with up in New York. Sabrett are probably my favorite hot dog. The natural casing, that's one I use. Dirty water dog style, which means I season the water and they get boiled and they plump up a little bit. You bite into them and you get a nice little snap. Um, yeah, I grew up on Sabrettes. Any stand up in New York, any hot dog truck up in New York, that's what they were serving. And yeah, I enjoy the Sabrett dogs. How long does prep take? Um, Prep happens daily, well, every 2 days, because we make our own coleslaw, we make our own whipped pimento cheese. Um, you got to chop onion. So I usually start my day in the morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock. By the time I get out there with the cart, I'm set up within about 30 minutes, ready to serve in about 30 to 35 minutes. What's my favorite hot dog? So I'm biased to like the traditional like New York City style. I love the sauerkraut, the onion sauce, spicy mustard. My newest one that I'm like obsessed with is my Lou Dog. That's chili, the homemade whipped pimento cheese, and a drizzle of hot honey. And that one's been, it's probably been my most popular hot dog, to be honest. But I'm open to all of them. I mean, sometimes I like a regular just chili dog, some raw onion, yellow mustard. We make a really good Carolina dog, which is chili, coleslaw, yellow mustard, and raw onion. We've got one called the Underdog. That one's yellow mustard, yellow mustard mayo, onion sauce, and flaming hot Cheetos. I love that one. Isaiah, what's going on? I am in Holly Springs, North Carolina. Yeah, Holly Springs, North Carolina. About 25 minutes or so from Raleigh. What other hot dogs? We got a new one that I just launched on 4th of July. It's called the All American. That one is relish, raw onion, ketchup, mustard, mayo, and potato sticks. So it's almost like burger toppings with a side of fries on a hot dog, if that makes sense. Do you think that a bun can make or break a hot dog, and does it really matter? The bun 1000% matters. Whether or not you steam it doesn't necessarily matter, in my opinion. If you're using a fresh enough roll, it's soft enough, and I don't think you have to steam it. But I use the Martin's potato rolls. Those are, I think they have been a game changer for my cart because, yeah, the Martin's potato roll just adds a little bit of a sweetness. And yeah, I love those rolls. Matt, that'd be crazy, man. If you come all the way from the UK with your fiance, stop off at the cart. You need to remind me of this. I'm gonna take a screenshot right now, actually. You remind me of this. Anything you want on the cart is on me, and that'd be absolutely insane. Isaac. So I don't own a restaurant yet. Um, the plan is to get into some sort of brick and mortar. Right now, I'm just kind of seeing how far I can take the cart. The cart has been really really good. We just did an event 2 weekends ago. Me and my brother, we did 468 hot dogs in 2 hours. So anybody that says that the cart is limiting, it's not. You can do a lot with a cart, and 468 hot dogs in 2 hours was pretty crazy. I appreciate you, Isaac. Martin's potato rolls, the best you can get. Yes, they are. I absolutely love them. Scarlett, what's going on? The New York onions are just they're a staple. Those are if you know them, you know them. They can be an acquired taste for some people. They have like a sweet tanginess to it, but Matt, of course, man. I'm telling you, so far the furthest that people have told me that they came from was Maryland. Um, yeah, they said they came down from Maryland just to try them. That was about 3 weeks ago. They made a post about it on Instagram. I was like, that was pretty cool. But for real, if you come here from the UK, you find me, and yeah, whatever you guys like, it's on me. Doing an event in the UK, that'd be insane. Like logistically, I'm wondering how I could do that. Like logistically, like do like a pop up in the UK. That'd be nuts. And dogs look so good yet so far. Why? Where are you located, Scarlett? How's the onion sauce made? So the onion sauce is actually Sabret brand. A lot of guys will do like a homemade onion sauce. For me, I wanted to stay as authentic and true to New York style as possible, so I went with Sabret. I want to say it's like a tomato base, but like I said, it has a. I'll actually. It just has a sweetness and like a tanginess, and it's a very distinct taste. Um, Yeah, it's onions, water, tomato paste, cornstarch, some salt, some sugar, and olive oil, and some other spices. So it's a really simple thing, but the way it, I mean, it just on on a hot dog, it's absolutely fantastic. And like I said, your typical New York City dog would be onion sauce, sauerkraut, and spicy mustard. So I use Sabrett sauerkraut, Sabrett spicy mustard, and Sabrett onion sauce, just to try to stay as true to New York as possible. Well, once the dog is trained, and if the dog enjoys car rides or flights, if you ever come out this way, definitely definitely hunt me down, and I'll hook you up with some dogs. I thought this was really cool. My cousin, actually the one I was just talking about that does construction, he sent me this today. I got it in the mail. Um, he said this is a print of the real painting that the artist did, and it's the most famous hot dog cart in New York City. I thought that was pretty cool. He sent that to me. I was like, that's sweet. Really, really cool. Really cool. Can't wait to hang down the wall. Might go right there, like right behind me. But yeah. Yeah, you guys have been awesome on here. I'm gonna have to start doing more lives on YouTube. I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the comments. If we can get the likes up, that'd be cool. I don't know if they do anything on YouTube. I know they're really important over on TikTok. Oh, I'm definitely gonna get a frame for it. Definitely gonna get a frame. Do you do any music festivals? We haven't done any music festivals yet. Um, yeah, we haven't done any yet. I would definitely be open for it. Yeah, I would definitely be open to do a music festival. So far, the biggest event we've done was about 15,000 people. Um, yeah, 15,000 people. We were we were like one of 20 food trucks that were there, but we had a line of anywhere from 50 to 75, 80 people the entire event. So I was pretty happy with that. I know, I don't know what's going on with the likes. There's no likes happening. Favorite hot dog condiment? It's a toss up. The chili, I like chili. I have a really good chili. Um, but yeah, like I said, the onion sauce, sauerkraut, and onion sauce, sauerkraut, spicy mustard is like my go-to. Football season? We haven't done like any football events, but yeah, I mean the like I don't know, it's kind of hard to answer. Um, yeah, it's kind of hard to answer. The slowest month we had was probably it was like the second half of December and the first half of January. So the last 2 weeks of December, first 2 weeks of January. Jaden, I wish I knew why ketchup on a hot dog is controversial. I truthfully I don't have the answer. I feel like I feel like it works. I feel like it's good on a hot dog. I don't have a problem with it. I appreciate you, Matt. Thank you, man. My goal is to I try to be as authentic and as true as possible, and that's it's gotten me this far, so I plan on continuing. But I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the same as like the pineapple on a pizza, argument. I I like pineapple on a pizza. I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that is like, you can't put that topping on something. It's like if that's what people want, that's what they want. I don't know why it's so controversial. What would you recommend if a person comes to your car for the first time? I always recommend the New York dog. You know, the sauerkraut, onion sauce, spicy mustard. Or lately, I've recommended the Lou dog. The like I said, the way the pimento cheese melts into the chili and then the drizzle of the hot honey. It is it's absolutely delicious. So I always recommend that one. Hot dog, chili, jalapenos, a little bit of spice. I like that. How often do you deal with rude customers? Um, Truthfully, I don't. I Any customer that comes up that seems like they just aren't the most polite, I kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. I am so beyond kind to them that it actually like loosens them up a little bit, and they come around. But I haven't really had any rude customers. You know, luckily enough, everyone I've had come up has been super polite. Um, yeah, haven't really had to deal with many. The Lou dog looks fire. The Lou dog is really really incredible. Yeah, that hot honey just it like brings out a flavor in it, and it's like my take on a chili cheese dog. So, um, and it's been the most popular. Yeah, the hot honey works, and I'm actually working on making my own hot honey right now. Yeah, I'm thinking about making my own. I started doing like this, you know, like I said, I'm a graphic designer at heart. So I started a little project where I white label the hot sauce. So it's a company that, you know, makes the hot sauce, but they put my label on it. And I'm doing a limited amount each month, but each month is going to have a different label. So this is label 002. It's got the Statue of Liberty, some New York City traffic, just a fun little project that I'm doing on the side just to just kind of scratch my graphic design itch. So that one's been good. Oh, the containers. So the containers, I started those the day that I started some of my specialty dogs. So like when the Lou dog started and the underdog and the Joey D, I it was driving me nuts, you know, how the hot dogs looked after they were wrapped up in foil. Once you unwrapped them, they were just a mess. So I had to figure something out, and the containers have been absolutely fantastic. They, yeah, they've helped out a lot. You know, now at least when you wherever you go, if you're going back to work or if you're going home, once you open that hot dog up, it looks just like how it did when you got it from me. So yeah, I'm happy with those. What else we got, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions, comments? How do the likes work on here? Like, do you just tap the screen and like, or I don't even know how that works on here. Not sure how that works. No, and and he's been doing it for a long time, Matt. I know who you're talking about, and he's been doing it for a long time, and wrapping them up works for him. You know, for me, I just didn't. I couldn't. Um, Merch. So right now, I'm out of t-shirts. I actually have an order in for some more because I don't print my own t-shirts anymore. But I do have the hats on the website. The hats are available on the site. It's franks.com, FRANKKS.com. The hats are on there. The hot sauce is on there. Oh, you just double tap? Okay. Oh, okay. There it is. I don't ship internationally. Eh, I know. I gotta figure out the international shipping. I haven't offered it yet because I'm afraid shipping the cost is gonna be so high, but I'll work on that. I got you. So is it like on here, is it you just keep tapping to like it multiple times, or is it just like one like per person? Is that how it works? Because I know like TikTok, you can just, you know, tap away a million times. I don't know how that works. Oh, okay, you can. There we go. All right, so the hearts are different than the likes? I don't know. All right, I got you, Matt. Appreciate you for for helping me out with that one. Who's Donald? I'm afraid to ask. I think I know what you're talking about, but who's Donald? I appreciate you, Scarlett. Thank you. My day's been good. It was a good day. I didn't set up the car today, but had a lot of running around to do, a lot of computer work to do, and now I'm on here. About to hop off here in a few though, because I want to go chill out for a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hop off here too. Go spend some time with the wife and the dog. Hang out for a little bit. What are we watching? We started watching The Waterfront last night. There you go. Yep, that's exactly what I'm about to do. Well, you enjoy. Yeah, I started watching The Waterfront last night. It's been pretty good. Yeah, we're up to I think episode 4 or 5. I like to binge watch shows. She likes to go to sleep early, but yeah, we made it pretty far last night. I never really got into The Walking Dead. I was never really a fan. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about it. I was just never really a fan of The Walking Dead. Yeah, I know. Binge watching stuff and then running out of I feel you. That's it's stressful. There was something else we just watched. I can't remember what it was. Um Mobland. That was on, I forget what that was on. I'm watching The Bear. Um I can't remember what else we're watching. But all right, guys. I hope you guys have a great night. I'm gonna hop off here, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace.